I'm Holly Davis.
And hello, my name is Michael Davis. When the real estate market crashed in 2008, a lot of my hopes and dreams went up with that, and I had to really reevaluate what is important to me. And that's about the time I met Holly, and we kind of shared some pitfalls and some war stories about what the market has done to us personally, and how it tugged at our heartstrings.
I thought that I had arrived in Las Vegas because I'd been here for 15 years, and I'd finally gotten to a place where I had a nice house, I lived in a beautiful area, and I drove the car I wanted to drive, and I thought everything was perfect, and honestly, I was just actually in a place where it was so false, so phony, so empty, but the presentation was really great. The presentation looked like I had everything going. Because I was divorced, my kids would leave, and I'd be at home in this big house by myself that I could barely pay the rent on, and I would be so utterly alone. And I can't even really describe the emptiness that I felt, And then the truth behind it was that we'd eat at the dollar store, or I'd get a coupon, and they'd share a deli bar at the Dairy Queen, and we'd take and look for change in my purse to put money in my car, and I'd sleep with my eye open to make sure that my car wasn't gone the next day. So I was trying so hard to juggle this life that was so fake. And one day I had to have my kids with me because I couldn't even afford preschool. So they were with me while I was doing my loans, and I didn't even have enough money to take my kids to get a $1 ice cream cone at McDonald's for lunch. So I did what any parent does who has no money. We went to the park. I was so down that I was at the point where I was like, God, I am failing at being a parent and providing, and it's because I don't rely on you. I haven't relied on you. I'm thinking that I can do this myself. And I'm like, God, just please give me that small voice that I can make it, because I'm feeling like I can't. I can't even, what am I going to do? Stand with a sign, need food, we're hungry, when I'm, and a Mercedes is in the background? I was desperate. And I asked God for a sign, and we were in the field playing with four-leaf clovers. I was trying to explain to my kids that the luck of the Irish is the four-leaf clover, and it's the lifelong, if we can find this four-leaf clover, it's a really lucky thing. And so my kids were trying to orchestrate four-leaf clovers. They put them together. I'm like, no, there's real four-leaf clovers. We have to find it. And I'm like, God, please let me find a four-leaf clover so I can know for myself that there's hope. And that I can raise these kids on my own, with you. I can't do it on my own anymore. It was like my prayer of, I can't do this on my own anymore. And we found four-leaf clovers. We taped the four-leaf clovers in our Bible, and we put the scripture, for I know the plans that I have for you, plans for your welfare, not for your calamity. That God was going to take care of us. And it was God's little wink to me that we were gonna make it.
I didn't believe that, just by the power of prayer you could see any results, and I was mistaken. I remember our first walk in the park when we were just praying and walking and praying and walking, and I just remembered just an overwhelming sense of peace that took over me, and it really felt like okay, there is something to this, and I was interested in learning more about the Bible and learning more about God. And that's when she actually told me that she was going to church, and that there's more to life than just turning a escrow and getting a commission check. She was very convicted about the people. She was like, these are a great group of people. You gotta come talk to Pastor Terry, and they just have a really good message, and you might get some of the answers that you're looking for. And that kind of excited me, because I was really looking for answers to kind of fill in the holes in my heart and the longing I had for this emptiness that I felt. When I made that decision to pursue God first, then Holly and our relationship grew into a deeper, more meaningful one, where we actually looked at each other not just as friends, but we actually looked at each other as life partners, and God was doing a work. We could really feel that He was bringing us together.
When I think about where I was 5 years ago as compared to where I am now, the word that keeps coming up for me is stability. I have more stability than I've ever had in my entire life, and so much of it is that we do have our church family, because we don't have any family here in Las Vegas at all. It's just us. And so our church family has provided so much support and encouragement, and I just don't think that you can get through in the kind of town that we live in if you don't have that kind of support. And not just everyone in this town is that trustworthy and sincere and real. And that's what for me personally, that I've gained in the last 5 years that I didn't have before, is our church family is closer than our own family.
We just truly enjoy our lives. We still have our challenges, but because we have God at the center of our lives, it's just filled with hope and fulfillment. I don't know what other word to describe this feeling of peace that I have. It's very rewarding to have that at the center of your life.
Instead of ourselves.
And it's the center of our relationship, and it leads our house. Our kids are following in our footsteps, you know. So it's a really wonderful way to live. It really is.